And good morning, and welcome to Main Street TV, our Monday, January 28th. Is that right?
I can't
We hope
believe
so.
it.
Yeah, I think so.
I just said it. And of course, we have a great show for you today. We're going to be talking in a few moments about the Apple City Players, and we have our guests, Doug Sharp and Kim Seitz. And then later on in the show, we're going to be talking with Connie Pelletier and also with Debbie Collins-Henry about My Brother's Place and the Wellston Food Pantry. So we got a lot of good things to talk about. And speaking of good things, to start your day off right, I want to let everybody know that today is National Blueberry Pancake Day.
My favorite.
I know.
Where are they, Dylan?
I tried to Google. You can always find the history of these holidays. Nobody knows when they started blueberry pancakes. Nobody knows. But we're glad they did, right?
Glad they did.
We're glad they did. So we have all kinds of good things we want to talk about. And also our favorite guest, Pete Wilson, will be here later on to give you some insight on what's happening in your neighborhood. We're going to do all of that and more as we continue on Main Street TV. We'll be right back.
Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
And before we continue, I want to tell you, you still have a chance to win four, and I've got them right here, 4 VIP passes to Southern Rock Woodstock. That's going to be happening at the Gallia County Fairgrounds on August the 16th, starting at 1 in the afternoon. Going to have 38 Special,
Oh, wow.
Leonard Skinnard,
That's back from our time.
Molly Hatchet. I know.
Yeah, nice.
We come alive, don't we? And of course,
Blueberry pancakes and rock and roll.
that's right. And it's easy to win the tickets because all you have to do is go on the Main Street TV Facebook page and comment about your favorite rock song. Okay. And you could win those 4 VIP passes. Kind of cool, too. You ready for this? You can come and go as you please. All right. There's tent camping Friday and Saturday. It'll let you do that. And you'll also be able to get up close and personal with the band members.
Wow.
Get you an autograph or two. So once again, don't forget, that's all happening at the Southern Rock Woodstock at the Gallia County Fairgrounds on August the 16th. That's a Saturday, 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Nice.
You notice that when they do those concerts for us, how can I say this gently?
Mature people?
Boomers, baby boomers.
Gen X. Gen X.
Gen X. They do start it in the afternoon and not in the morning. So
Right.
that helps. Once again, I want to welcome from Apple City Players our special guest, Doug Sharp. Thank you, Doug, for being with us. And Kim Seitz, thank you for being with us. And we want to talk about some of the good things that are coming up with Apple City Players. But first of all, let's talk about Apple City Players. Any idea on, maybe not how it started, but how you became involved, Kim?
Oh, well, we have a good story about how it started because Doug's one of our founding members, actually.
Okay, all right, good.
Apple City Players started back in 2017. So we are going into our 8th year as your local theater group, community theater.
Right.
Matt McKee here from Total Media was a charter member of the group as well. We would, believe it or not, we are now rehearsing our 17th and 18th productions. So we've done a lot of things in that 8 years, and I got involved because when they first started, they didn't have enough members, and somebody gave me a call and said, "Hey, would you like to help out?" And then I've been involved nonstop. It's like a second job to me.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how'd you become involved?
Doug was directing a show called Hallelujah Girls, and he said, "I've got a role that might be good for you," and it's something that was way out of my comfort zone. But his direction was great, and once I performed in that, I was hooked. So,
And the wonderful thing about local theater, is the fact that and you know this, and I don't think people are aware of it, but it happens to them, is the audience comes in, and there is that moment, that transcending moment, when your play becomes a reality for them. And that's one of the wonderful things about community theater, local theater, is the fact that it cultivates, I think, talents like you found out that you don't know you have, and also the aesthetics that it happens, the pleasure and the full rainbow of emotions that you bring to the people who come and see it. So
Absolutely. Yeah. And then as an actor, when you're on stage too, it's that moment when you connect with the audience. Maybe you get your first laugh,
right,
and then you're just
you're
hooked.
You're hooked. That's
You're
contagious. I know, and there's also the journey of an actor from the tribulation of practice
Oh yes.
to the jubilation of the performance.
Yes.
And that's a terrible and it's a hard journey.
Yes. Yeah.
And then it's over like that.
I know.
And you're ready to do the next thing.
So once again, Apple City Players, it's a vital part of our community, and not just aesthetically, but also as far as bringing joy, well, a full range of emotions, you know, to our community. Let's talk about some of the events that you have coming up. I know that fairly soon you'll have a workshop, so maybe some people who maybe don't know what they have inside can come and find out more about Apple City Players, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. At the Jackson City Library on Wednesday the 5th at 6 p.m. We're partnering with the library to do a workshop, acting for non-actors.
Okay.
It's really for, you know, if you've ever been curious about what the process is to go in to do these things, or if you're just looking for just some fun that night, because we're going to do some acting exercises, some improvisation, just things that kind of loosen you up. And really, these skills apply to everyday life. We all act every day of our lives, and I don't think we realize it. Right. You know, you're in different situations. Sometimes you're different people, you know, and it's really just a chance to reach out to the community a little bit more and you know, get some people involved in something like Kim here, who felt she was out of her comfort zone and then she did it. You might be that person too. If you come to this workshop, you might find something in there that you want to explore a little bit more.
True. And also, Doug and Kim, when you have a local group like Apple City Players, there is openings for those people because there's lots more going on than just under the lights.
Oh, yes.
There is a lot of things that people can apply their talents to, not necessarily on stage. Now, eventually, they'll probably get out there. But one of the great things I think about the local communities and local community theater is that you need a lot of hands on deck.
100%. We're always needing crew, lighting, sound. If you can paint a set, if you can woodwork, if you're good with costuming, all of those things are an important part of every show.
So on this meeting, which is Wednesday, February the 5th, Acting for Non-Actors Workshop, probably should let people know that even if you're not considering acting, but you want to find out more about being a part of Apple City Players, and even if you have a busy schedule, find out maybe what contribution you can make, right?
Absolutely, yeah. It's like Kim said, all those other things, you know, I think sometimes all the attention gets put on like the people that are on stage, but all of those other things are so crucial, and a great form of expression. Those sets, we did a show this past spring that the set was just absolutely gorgeous, and the show wouldn't have been as good without it. So, I mean, there's always a way to express yourself. If you're too shy or too nervous to actually perform on the stage, we still want your contribution. You know, we still want you to be able to express your thing and bring the whole show to life. From the person that sells the tickets to the last person that bows on stage, everyone is equally important.
From the scripted actions on stage to the chaos backstage,
Oh, yeah.
Right.
you can be a part of either one. And
Yeah.
so during that workshop, you might, if you're thinking about it or just curious about it, that'd be a nice place to start, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. And then later on, there's going to be a membership meeting. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. That's going to be on February the 22nd. There'll be a membership meeting, and it says your votes matter. So there'll be some.
Right. We're going to be voting for some board seats. We're going to be discussing our upcoming season. Members that are in good standing have the option to vote for what shows we're going to present to the community. The membership fees are $25 a year for adults, $5 a year for students, and that's from grade school up through college.
Right.
All of those fees go toward our licensing fees, paying for our scripts, for costume sets, the lighting, things like that, because everybody that is involved in this is a volunteer position. We're a nonprofit
Right.
company. So all of those fees go toward that. And then immediately following that, we're going to be hosting our annual Warner Awards, and Doug can speak a little bit about Mr. Warner and how that's important to us.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, we decided, to really honor the people that put in all the hard work all year on these productions. We started an award ceremony, and the first 2 years has been fairly low key. But this year we wanted to include all of the membership and kind of make it a bigger deal. We named it the Warner Awards after our friend David Warner, who we lost just a couple of months ago. He was a founding member of Apple City Players. And I would dare say that the group would not have made it if not for the contributions of Dave and his wife, Frances. They were just so instrumental in getting this group going. Dave directed several of our productions early on. Frances has been involved. She's still involved in the group. So we named it the Warner Awards in honor of Dave a couple of years ago, and then we lost him just a couple of months ago. So this year at our award ceremony, we're actually going to do a very special tribute to Dave. Yeah, he was a fantastic guy.
So let's also talk about all of the elements coming together, and one of the things that you try to do every year is have some theater, and you have an event you have planned coming up very quickly in March, right?
Yes, we have Steel Magnolias is our next production. It is March. Kim's always better at this.
7th, 8th, and
7th,
9th.
8th, and 9th. I'm the director, and I don't know the dates, but
Keep him on task.
a lot of people are familiar with Steel Magnolias. It's they say it's the funniest play you'll ever cry at. Definitely bring your tissues. We've been in rehearsals for about a month now, and I can say that this cast of ladies is just so fantastic. It's a very special play to a lot of people, particularly women. Bring your mom, your best friend. It's just a real tribute to what real friendship is.
And of course, the Apple City Players show March 7th, 8th, and 9th, and that's all happening at the Marquee, correct?
Correct. And tickets are on sale now. You can get them at the Marquee box office or at marqueetickets.org.
Or you can give us a call at 740-577-3841.
Okay, get your tickets at the Marquee. Probably also should mention that one of the Marquee's greatest patron of ours, Maxine Plumber, we lost her
Yes.
just a few days ago, which is very sad. But it's people like that in our community who have the vision and put in the effort, and wonderful things like the Marquee and an opportunity for Apple City Players, a venue for Apple City Players, made possible.
Yes.
Yes, and it's so great to be able to just contribute to the arts in this community. People like her and Dave that we talked about earlier, and so many other people that were instrumental in all of these things coming together. I hope people in the community understand just how important the arts are, and I love that it's just growing and growing and growing.
And in addition to that, we also have sponsors
Okay.
that pay for our season. So I would like to acknowledge them if I could. We have our season sponsors, McKee Paving, Mark Porter Ford, and D&W Homes. Gwen Elliott is fantastic. She's very supportive of everything that we do. And we have a show sponsor for Still Magnolias, Julie Arthur.
Okay.
So we want to thank them also.
And as you mentioned, your group is a nonprofit. However, there are expenses. You do have to pay for scripts, the rights to do that, rights to music. I mean, I don't think people are aware of that, but you do have to
Right.
pay up front for all of the materials that you use because these things have what they call, rights or licensing fees. So, but it's all worth it.
Yeah, and some of this actually goes toward, we do a youth scholarship, a youth award every year now for young artists.
Well,
So,
good.
yeah, so like being a member, you're really contributing not only to these productions, but toward things like this youth award to help these young artists continue their educations.
And workshops, things
And
like
workshops.
that. Which I don't know if we mentioned that the workshop at the library is a free event. So.
Okay. All right. Wonderful. By the way, I want to go back in time, and my fine arts professor, his name was Juan Carlos. We would always kid around in fine arts about, you've heard break a leg, and laugh, but that would upset him. He said, that's not funny.
Right.
He said, this is serious. He says, you know what that means when you say break a leg? He said, when you say break a leg, that means no matter what the scale of your part in the play, you're giving everything that you have. So I just thought I'd throw that in.
That's
now,
great.
that doesn't mean you can't say break a leg and laugh. But we couldn't in school.
Right. And this one took it to the extreme and actually did break his
Did you
leg.
break his leg?
No, before Misery.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, I
which worked
did
in-
break a leg.
So no, that and the ghost light. We don't mess with either of those.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So once again, let's highlight the events. We have the workshop coming up, right?
Yes.
And that's going to be on February the 5th at 6. That will be at the Jackson City Library. Is
Yes,
that correct?
that's correct.
Okay. And then the Apple City Players, your membership meeting will take place on February the 22nd. Where will that be happening?
That's at the Marquee.
That will be at the Marquee, February the 22nd. And then we also want to put in our calendars in the month of March, Steel Magnolias, right?
Correct.
Absolutely.
That's going to be on March 7th, 8th, and 9th. It'll be 7 o'clock on this 7th, 7 o'clock on the 8th, and then 2 in the afternoon on March the 9th, which will be a Sunday, right?
Correct.
Correct.
That's at the Marquee, and tickets are on sale.
On sale now.
Yes, they're $18 in advance, $20 at the door.
Okay, and you can get your tickets at the box office. They're normally open noon to 5 o'clock. I think it's
Tuesdays through Saturdays.
Tuesday through Saturday. But also you can go on, which is the easy way, just go on the website.
Marquetickets.org.
You got it. marquetickets.org and get your tickets. So once again, we want to say a special thank you to our guests here, to Doug, and also we want to say a special thank you to all of you who stopped by, to Kim Seitz, all who are involved in the Apple City Players.
Thank you so much.
Thank
for
you,
having
Joe,
us.
for having us.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you. We're going to be back with more on our Main Street TV, and we're going to be talking about my brother's place in the Wellston Food Pantry when we come back right after this.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
And we're back with Main Street TV on this Tuesday, January the 28th.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you? Good morning.
Good. How you doing?
Hey, before we do that, I do want to remind you a little bit about one of the special people that makes this show possible, and that, of course, is Nia Henry from Appalachia Realty. Don't forget her slogan, she works hard for you. And I don't know anybody in the real estate business that puts in more hours and more concern than Nia Henry. So once again, we thank her for being part of Main Street TV. And we have, of course, with us Connie Pelletier, Debbie Collins-Henry, all from My Brother's Place and the Wellston Food Pantry. This thing is right in...
That's fine.
Stretch.
That's fine.
Stretch so we don't...
You're fine.
There we go.
Quit.
So let's talk a little bit about My Brother's Place, and probably should give them the bare facts first. Where are you located?
We are on South Railroad Street. Actually, it's North Railroad. If you put it in GPS, it's going to take you down to the skating rink
Okay.
in that area. So if you know where the depot is, we're right behind the depot.
Okay. Right across the street
Yeah.
from the depot and Railroad Avenue. And your hours, days and hours?
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 10 to 3.
Okay.
Phone number, Debbie?
740-855-4545.
Easy to remember.
That's right.
Easy peasy.
So if you have any questions or if you cannot donate during our regular hours, give us a call during our hours when we're there, and we'll make accommodations to meet you there so you can donate. We don't want you to donate. We have wonderful donations, but we don't want you to just drop them off outside because 9 times out of 10, they're going to end up in the trash. So if you have really nice stuff that we can sell and generate money to buy our food, then please don't leave it just outside when we're not there.
And one of the things I think people don't understand, they'll have maybe clean out their closets or they'll have a yard sale and they immediately want to throw it in the car or the pickup truck and take it down, and it could be on a weekend or whatever, and they just throw it on the porch or on the ground. But I don't think they realize that because of regulations, you
Right.
can't use that.
Right. It'll end up in the dumpster.
Yeah, and so call ahead or come during the hours, and they'll even help you.
Oh, yeah, we'll help.
We'll help in any way to
Yep.
get it inside, okay?
One of the main things that we want, the public perception is that our thrift store is only for those that come and get food. But it's not. It's for the public. Anybody can come in, and our things are priced so low. Most things, 99% of the things in our store are $1 or less. So we have, Debbie, we have what? We have clothing, we have knickknacks, we have small appliances, we have some beautiful vases, things like that.
Shoes,
Shoes, yeah.
Shoes.
coats.
Boots,
Dishes.
all sizes.
Sheets. Coats, lightweight, heavyweight, men's, women's. Right now we got big supply of men's and women's jeans and slacks. Got a lot of scrubs, if you need scrubs, some really nice scrubs, but some really pretty sweaters, and everything's a bargain. And you never know what bargain you're going to find.
Right. And we do have a Facebook page that Debbie puts a lot of pictures on there of the things that we have available. In fact, we had one customer that lived in West Virginia, saw our Facebook page, had her sister come in and buy the item that she saw on the Facebook page. What we sell in the thrift store generates money that we can use to buy food. Now, we have 2 ways of getting food. We have what we call our in-house
regular box.
It's a 3-day supplies, which actually is a lot more because Debbie puts a lot of food in there. So you just come in with your, we need your name, your information, your address, how many people are in the family, and their birthdays. So that is a 30-day, every 30 days you can come back in and get food. We also have what we call the Senior Box Commodity Box, and that is through Logan, but we have the app for 50 and over, 60 and over. 60 and over. Anyone that lives in the Wellston City School District can come in and apply for that box also. They are given out once a month. We have the applications in our office, so you don't need to call them or go there. We'll give you the application, then you bring it back into us, and we'll send it in for you.
Okay.
Very easy. But we don't even, for our food, we don't even ask for income. So if you're in need, by all means, come and see us.
And when you come in, you'll even notice, and I know Debbie knows this, is there's things in there with a tag still on it.
Oh, yeah. A lot of clothing.
A lot of nice stuff. I mean, we have a lot of people come in for to clothes shop for their kids for school.
Yeah. Christmas shop.
Christmas shop. It's some really nice stuff, and I encourage everybody to stop in. Everybody loves thrifting. And I got a little sign in the window I used to use in real estate. Hey, you'll love this place, and you will. We get busier every day. It's just been a hidden secret, I think.
Yeah, and we really have a good time too.
We love to see people coming through the door, and definitely will encourage people to come get food. Everybody, with the price of food these days, everybody could use a little shot in the arm. But we give meats, frozen meats, vegetables, fruit. We're giving bags of potatoes and onions right now.
Peanut butter.
I mean, you just get a really nice supply of food. And Connie mentioned the senior boxes. You can get both every month.
Yes.
So it's a big help. In November, we served over 2,000 people with food.
Yeah.
So there's a great need. And if you know of anybody that needs food, they walk in, they give us the information, they're going to walk out with food that day.
Yeah.
So, that's our main thing, that we want to reach out, because I know there's people that that don't know about us that we would like to see come get some help.
Yeah, okay. That's why we're here. But I would like to give you a little background on who we are and why we're there. I think it started in the city building 100 years ago, but in the February of 1994, William Werner bought this building that we're in now and donated it to us. Now, he was a clerk at the First Presbyterian Church.
Yes.
And we are doing business as My Brother's Place under the Wellston Ministerial Association. So we report to them every month what happens. If it's someone, drops something, they hear about it. So we are a nonprofit, 501(c)(3). So we do report everything we do. And the Wellston Ministerial Association is the preachers in our town that choose to be on that. And we also have Frank from Colton. So we thank them for continuing this and for allowing us to continue it, because we feel that it's really important. It's important that people know about us, so, spread the word. We have a Facebook page. There is a website. However, it's really, really old. It has all the wrong information on it. So do not rely on the website. And we don't know how to go in there and change it. We don't, you'd have to have passwords, and it's been there for so long. So if you come in, we are going to have a flyer that gives you other places, if you live in other districts, on where to get help if you need help.
And keep in mind, the Wellston Ministerial Association, as you mentioned, of course, when that building was donated, it was named My Brother's Place, and it was done so after Matthew 25. And basically in Matthew 25, says, if you are hungry, we'll give you food.
Yeah.
If you're thirsty, we'll give you drink. If you're naked, we'll give you clothes. And of course, it says in there, and we do this for the least of these, O brethren. And that's where My Brother's Place comes from.
We have
Matthew
a mission
25.
statement. I'd like to read it.
Sure.
Our mission is to instill hope and improve the health and well-being of our neighbors in need by providing reliable access to nutritious food and affordable clothing in a welcoming environment through the generosity of volunteers, individuals, and community partnerships. We do have people that donate to us each month. We have some small donations. We have larger donations. But you would not believe the cost of food. We spend, usually it's over $600 a month we have to pay for the food that we get. During COVID, it was free, but it isn't anymore. As of February last year, 2024, we've had to start paying to get our food.
That just that one order.
Right.
Because
that's once a month.
Buy other food.
Yeah, and if we have to, we go to Piggly Wiggly, and they've worked so well with us and help us so much to give us good prices when we do have to go there. And also they have a freezer and a refrigerator if we need to store extra stuff. So Rick, the manager at Piggly Wiggly, he's been wonderful to help us. And we have the best volunteers. Debbie's a volunteer, and we couldn't do it without them. And they're wonderful. They're dedicated. They have passion for what we're doing and why we're doing it, and they're loyal. I can't say enough about our volunteers.
And also, are you still doing bag sales?
Yes.
Bag sales, yep. Bag sales, we always have a bag sale the first Friday of every month. So our next bag sale, scheduled bag sale, that's the key, scheduled bag sale, is the Friday, February 7th. But I highly encourage you to watch Facebook because we will have pop-up bag sales. You get a large white, like the white kitchen bag, as much as you can stuff in it for $5. You can't beat it.
$5 plus tax.
Yeah. So, but it's getting later in the year. We want to move some of this stuff. We don't want to put it in storage, so we want to pass it on to whoever needs it. And so we'll probably be having some pop-up bag sales here next month. So I would highly suggest that you watch Facebook.
Well, and sometimes we'll even have a half price sale. Okay. Like we'll say jeans are half price. I mean, come on, that's 50 cents for a pair of jeans that might still have the tags on it from the store. So
you
please.
can buy a whole suit for $1.
Right.
You can. We got a lot of men's and women's jeans right now. We've got a lot of nice scrubs, kids' clothes, shoes, lots of shoes. Knickknacks, dishes. A lot of times on Facebook too. The good, I say all the time, you got to come often. The good stuff goes fast.
Yes, it does.
It's like a couple weeks ago, we got the big snow, and I thought, well, I guess I better put out the snowsuits. Well, they were gone within about an hour or so.
Yeah.
Instantly, every single one was sold. Yeah. But we sold them, it's a nice London fog and so forth.
Yeah.
Snowsuits for $2. So, but like I said, and a lot of that stuff like that, we got a lot of vintage Barbie cases, and we post stuff like that, or if we get a bunch of something really nice like that or unique, we'll post it online. We get a lot of vintage stuff, which is pretty neat.
Clothing and other things.
Clothing and items. So, like I say, everything's a bargain. You never know what bargain you're going to find.
As you can see, we're excited about this.
Yeah.
And I can tell.
We want the word to get out.
Everybody loves thrifting.
And not only selling things at my brother's place, the clothing, I know there are circumstances in situations that people are in need. They have a fire or something happens. They can come to my brother's place and you'll help, right?
We'll take care of them.
Right.
Well, yeah, we get people that have been in domestic violence situations.
Mm-hmm. Homeless. We
have
take care of
a
homeless.
lot of regular homeless people that we serve on a regular basis that we know are homeless. Some of them might have a car, some don't. Some are living in tents. Some are sleeping on someone's couch or out in their garage. We get fire victims. We get a lot of people like that, and we'll just tell them, go at it, show us what you need, and we don't charge them anything.
Okay.
So that's all free to those kind of people that need help in those situations. So, there's a lot of needy people, and if you can give someone a leg up, we want to do it.
In a loving and caring environment.
Amen.
We do.
And also, probably should mention that there are people who, in our community, the high school students at the high school, and I know there was a local church that gave you those homeless bags for the homeless. And, so there are people and the opportunity for schools, and they do, chip in.
Sarah Hammond put together her students.
It was the Wellston chapter of the Drug-Free America clubs, and the Wellston chapter recently put together nearly 100 bags of items that, from hygiene to snacks to gloves, for individuals that we hand out, and that was a project that they did through that high school club. We also have from Jackson and Wellston, we've had high school kids that come to volunteer because they need community service hours for graduation, and they come and work with us, which we welcome them. They got lots of energy. They're strong. And so we do things like that. We even, Connie mentioned we get small and large donations. We had a group at the Wellston Library, and one of the things they did as a group was donate food. So, that's probably the thing I love most about my brother's place. It's a community effort, big time.
Yeah.
Big time. And of course, people, when they stop by, you're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 3.
Yes.
When they stop by, you may have to look around a little bit because you do have some construction going on right now.
Yeah, right now. We were fortunate to get a grant, from the state. It was a capital grant, so we didn't have to match it to do the renovations, to take care of that building, because if we didn't, we had the roof leaking. So we're still in the process. In fact, today they're tearing off the front porch, but we have a ramp that you can still use to come in. So that'll be on the left. If you're looking at the building, it's on the left-hand side. We'll put a sign up to use this ramp to come in.
So they have a new porch, new way to get in
Yep.
at the front, and all of that. And of course, renovations on the inside.
All new lighting.
Yeah.
All new electrical. We got a new roof, new gutters. They tuck pointed the outside and then put siding on. We will, and our parking lot is kind of rough right now, but when they're finished, we'll have cement for the parking lot from the street to the back of the building.
Okay.
And we have like 4 freezers now, 4 stand-up freezers, and 2 refrigerators with no generator. So that will also be included.
Okay. So a lot of good things happening at my brother's place.
And we apply for grants wherever they're at. Tammy Phillips, she's the grant guru. So she'll find them and help me fill them out.
Wonderful. So once again, let's give them the info they need to find you, to get a hold of you. So my brother's place, they're open, as we mentioned, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 to 3. And so your location, Railroad Avenue. And that's, of course, if you know where the depot is, right across from the depot on Railroad Avenue. And a phone number to get a hold of you if they have a question.
740-855-4545. And say you can't get out of your car, you give us a call ahead of time, and you got some things you want to donate, we'll come out and get them for you. Or if you can't make it in to get your food you need, give us a call, and we'll come out to you if need be. So
We can't deliver to the homes, but we can come outside and put it in your car for you, which we do it most of the time anyway, even if you come in. We'll carry it out to the car.
And your volunteers for the senior boxes do just that.
Yes.
right.
So the senior boxes, which
That's always the first Tuesday of the month.
Right.
Logan will do a robocall, or they're supposed to tell them if that schedule has changed. And people drive Railroad Avenue, and there's Gary and Sharon Stabler, who are over that, wonderful volunteers, and they will put it in your car for you. And that's once a month, every Tuesday, first Tuesday.
As a senior, you get your commodity box, just drive up, and Gary or Sharon will set it in your car, and you drive off. It's easy peasy, right?
That's right.
So, once again, want to thank the director, Connie Pelletier, and also Debbie Collins-Henry for visiting us and giving us more information about the Wellston Food Pantry and my brother's place. We're going to have Pete Wilson stop by if he shows up. If he doesn't, I'll make the news up. And you're going to like it if I do.
And spread the word. Spread the word for us. We want people to know that we're open to the public, not just people that need food, as far as our thrift store goes.
Right.
So we want the words out there.
And as Debbie suggested, check out that Facebook page.
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time you get a chance. We're going to be back, but we're going to check the weather forecast, and let's do that right now. Thank you.
Saturday, August 16th is Southern Rock Woodstock in the Gallipolis Fairgrounds. This event will feature 3 decades of original artists and legends, such as Leonard Skinner, 38 Special, and Molly Hatchet. In light of this event, Total Media will be giving away 4 VIP tickets. For a chance to win these exclusive passes, comment your favorite Southern Rock song, and our staff will vote on which one is the best. Good luck, and may the best man rock out.
In radio, Dylan, we called that dead air. Actually, it was coming up for me. I wasn't showing up on time. And as you saw in that Southern Ohio Rock Woodstock, August the 16th, 1 o'clock, and at the Gallia County Fairgrounds. And don't forget, we do have VIP passes. Just go on the Main Street Facebook page and comment on your favorite rock song, and you could win, Pete, one of these. Oh, wow. Okay. How cool is that? We like free stuff, don't we? Yeah.
Prizes?
As a former radio broadcaster, I used to live on free stuff.
That's right. Well, a lot goes by you, so, you know.
That's right.
That's right. There's plenty.
Well, we got Pete Wilson, our news director, with us to talk about the news, and of course, I'm prepared too.
Okay. You're prepared. Have you got something for us?
I have news.
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it. I want to hear about the guy that stepped in the doo-doo.
Okay.
I
Now,
don't know what happened to him.
The first thing I want to talk about is we mentioned this earlier when Apple City Players were here, is that it's National Blueberry Pancake Day.
That sounds good to
It
me.
is.
That sounds good.
It's also National Have Fun at Work Day.
Okay. All right.
And the really crazy part about that is, and only we as human beings could mess up a good thing. In 2023, there was an employee who's filed a lawsuit against his company because he didn't want to have fun at work. And by the way, he won.
Very strange.
Okay. It's also National Kazoo Day.
Okay.
And of
Kazoo
course,
Day. Okay.
That's right. A guy by
Everybody should have one.
Yeah, a guy by the name of Alabama Vest, back in the 1840s, invented the kazoo, and he had a good friend of his who was a clockmaker to make the first kazoo. It wasn't until 1920 that this traveling salesman went to New York and had them manufactured so he could sell them and make money.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He's now independently wealthy.
Okay.
And
Another career path.
another career path.
That's
I just want
right.
to let you know that
Sounds like a good one.
so there's things that you can
gotta-
celebrate today.
Got to be creative. Yeah,
That's right.
it's all sorts. I mean, you did make me want to go out and get blueberry pancakes, or even pancakes without blueberries. That might be all right.
It's also National Seed Swap Day. So
Seed swap day.
I
Oh
have
boy.
no idea what
Okay.
that is, but we can go give it a shot.
Okay.
Okay, I do have some good news for you.
All right. Well, let's hear it.
A lady by the name of Kira and her boyfriend Dakota have been arrested for attempting to cash in a phony million lottery ticket. And here's what they did. They took a part of one ticket and a part of another ticket, and they meticulously put them together so that it would equal $1 million.
Oh, boy.
So they handed it in, and they did spend a whole lot of time making sure you couldn't see the splice. But what they forgot is on one side of the ticket, there was one serial number, and on the other side of the ticket was a different serial number.
Okay.
So they were arrested.
Oh, boy.
And my favorite story about stupid criminals is, I don't know, it was on the news a few days ago, where they saw this van pulling this big metal box. There was sparks were flying everywhere, and people were taking videos of it. And they suddenly realized, and the police were after them. What they did is they tied a rope around an ATM machine and drove off with it, going down the freeway in Oakland, California, with this ATM bouncing in the back. Rather conspicuous, don't you think?
Definitely.
Okay, so they've been arrested. So anyway, that's my news.
New crime. Okay. You know, all those things you got, I didn't have, John.
I know, you didn't have that
Maybe I
stuff.
need to let you talk a little longer.
And I'm willing to let you call me anytime if
Okay,
you're
well, yeah.
short on stories.
No. Well, those are very interesting ones. I'd like to know where you get your tips from. Mr. Google, maybe.
That's Mr. Google. You got
Okay.
it.
All right. Well, we do have some other news to pass to pass along to you. First of all, you know, we like to be as local as we can with our news. And since I've been around a long time, like you, John, you know, I've come to know a lot of people, you know, through the years and like that. And unfortunately, here just in the last week, we've lost some prominent people here in Jackson County, you know, that we want to acknowledge here on Main Street TV. One of those who we lost last Sunday was Maxine
Yes.
Plummer. Maxine Plummer, very well-known resident of Wellston. Her achievements, I mean, a lot of people in the know everything that Maxine has done. Some of the younger people may not realize what Maxine did. On the front end of her career, there is Maxine's picture. 94 years old, and boy, she didn't waste any of those years, any of those times, from what I can tell. She was known in more recent years, and this has been a while now because time passes. She, along with Barbara Summers, was the persons who were instrumental, and I'm not sure it would have happened without them, the restoration, the renovation of the Marquee in downtown Jackson. It's such a jewel here in Jackson County, a beautiful performing arts center with nearly 300 seats, a gallery, a really showplace for the arts. They did a local fundraising campaign. They worked hard to get grants. Took 20 years to do it, John, to turn that shell of a building into what it is now in downtown Jackson. And, you know, this is one of Maxine's legacies, along with Barbara Summers. They were great friends. Barbara still survives, is retired now, but I know that she's very, very poignant about Maxine and her death and losing her, because they remain very good and steadfast friends. But before the Marquee, which, you know, a lot of people are knowledgeable about that because it sits down there, framed drawings of Maxine and Barbara are still in the gallery there in a prominent place. Maxine was a trailblazer in the field of mental health services. Back when what they called the old 648 board, it's now the Adams board, but it does the same things. It covers Gallia, Jackson, and Meigs counties. It provides mental health services. She was in on the ground floor of that, helped get it going. She was the first executive director, and you know, that's a tough agency to lead because, you know, it's so complicated and services are difficult. You know, your clientele, you know, obviously needs the help, and she was the one who got that going, and she was on several state boards that had to do with mental health and mental retardation. She ended up in 1993. She may be I didn't check the whole list, but she may be the only woman in Jackson County history to be named to the Ohio Women's Hall of Fame. That was in 1993. So there's the work that she did in mental health. There's the work she did as a leader of the arts and, being the president of the Southern Hills Arts Council Board when all that work with the Marquet was being done. But she was very active in many other facets of community life, business, politics, community service. She was just a leader, a doer, a worker. And I can tell you that we are much less that we do not have Maxine Plummer among our midst. I ran into Maxine every now and then, even after she's been a resident at the Jenkins Care community. She remained as interested and connected and caring about what was going on in Jackson County and beyond, even after she retired and wasn't able to do what she used to do. So we mourn the loss of Maxine Plummer. Her calling hours are going to be Saturday. Her funeral is Sunday. That's at the McWilliams Funeral Home. And we have prepared, in addition to the obituary, which I believe now is posted on our website, we have a tribute going in the paper tomorrow because this outstanding lady just deserves accolades, especially now that we have lost her. A couple of other people that a lot of people know too, John. It's just a bad week for losing people. Hayden Euler was very prominent in Jackson. He was the son of former Mayor Burley Euler.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And Hayden was very well known himself, made a name for himself. There is Hayden. Hayden was the city treasurer in Jackson. Professionally, he was a top salesman at the Call Auto Sales there in downtown Jackson. That's where Burley worked. He worked with his father Burley as a car salesman. But he was also a veteran and was very active in veterans affairs and with the VFW here in Jackson, even in just very recent years. He was on the Veterans Service Commission as well, just a very well-known man. He was city treasurer on the government side. And Hayden was 88 years old, and we lost him last Saturday. His funeral is going to be Wednesday at the Mayu Brown Funeral Home here in Jackson, and calling hours will be 2 hours before the funeral at 1. Another person that we lost is Ronald Salmons. Ron Salmons, I knew very well. There he is. This is the picture that is running with his obituary. It's also, I know on the funeral home website of McWilliams. It's on our website too, our Telegram website. Why is he in a Civil War outfit? Well, Ron Salmons lived in Berlin Crossroads, they call it now, and his property was part of the old Battle of Berlin Heights Civil War battlefield. The experts still call that a skirmish, not a battle, but people were shooting at each other and people died. So that sounds like a battle to me.
That is a battle.
But Ron was passionate about that battle out there and the fact that it was on his property. And he supposedly has more artifacts from that battle that he's found on his property and around than any museum would ever have. And what he did was he did presentations after his retirement from his full-time job. I believe he worked at Goodyear here in Jackson, the old Goodyear plant. Ron Salmons, after that, did all these presentations giving history lessons about that battle and about the Civil War and Jackson County's part in it. And we lost Ron. He died last Friday, and his funeral is going to be actually tomorrow at 1 p.m. And his calling hours are this evening from 4 to 7 at the McWilliams Funeral Home. So Ron Salmons, Hayden Euler, and I mean everybody deserves credit, when they die for what they've done for others. But these three people in general really did a lot outside of their family and their friend and their circle of friends for the community. So I wanted to acknowledge them. All right. Also, speaking of politics now, tonight there's going to be a meeting of the Jackson City Caucus of the Jackson County Republican Party. It's going to be at 6 p.m. at the Republican headquarters on Morton Street in Jackson. John, they are going to choose a new 3rd Ward councilman who will serve the remainder of the term that H.D. Crabtree had. H.D. had to resign in midterm because he and his wife Amanda moved just outside the city. And if you're going to be on a city council or a village council, you got to live in the community. So I think HD regretted that, but that's life. So he resigned at the end of the year, and now the Republican Party is picking somebody, the caucus members are, to serve the remainder of the term, which is just through the end of the year. Here's an interesting story that Jeremiah Shaver went out and got. It will be on our website later today. It will be in the paper tomorrow. But the Wellston Fire Department has a swiftwater dive team through the fire department. They do a great job. They serve not only Wellston and Jackson County, they go outside the county because it's a specialized thing. They had a very unusual call last Thursday. They went down to a lake in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. They crossed the river for this because there was reason to believe that somebody had fallen through the ice. And here is a picture that we got from the fire department. You can see them with a boat out on the ice. There's snow on that ice. The way it turned out, you can see, if you look on the other side, if you're looking at that picture on the other side, you can see where the water is broken. What happened was somebody was passing by that lake. We'll call them a witness. They saw a person out on the lake, the frozen lake. Okay, people do that. Maybe not wise, but they do that. When that person passed by the lake again, they noticed that that person wasn't there, and they noticed open water in the lake, and they were afraid that person had fallen through the ice. They didn't see them fall through the ice, but they thought they might have. Well, of course, they called all the emergency responders. They ended up calling the Wellston dive team. So they made that long trip there, and as it turned out, they didn't find anybody, and they believed that nobody fell through the ice. They believed that that hole in the ice was already there. The witness didn't notice the hole in the ice the first time, just the second time when he or she took a closer look. Daryl Wright, who talked to Jeremiah Shaver about this, believes that it's possible that they saw waterfowl around that lake, and they believe that the ducks may have, got a little hole there in the water, and they kept it agitated so that hole was there. Mm-hmm. So they think that somebody didn't fall through the ice. Plus, they used a sonar device that detects objects, and they couldn't come up with anything there either. So anyway, it didn't turn out to be a tragedy. It didn't turn out to be a rescue. It didn't turn out to be a recovery, but it was important that it be done. And so we certainly appreciate everything that the Wellston Fire Department does with their dive team, because most of these small fire departments in the area do not have that, and when you need it, man, you need it. And there's a lesson that comes with this, John. I didn't know whether you knew this or not, but just out at Lake Alma, it's frozen and snow covered. Jackson Lake down at Oak Hill, frozen and snow covered. Daryl Wright said when he was talking to Jeremiah Shaver, I think we have a picture there of Lake Alma. There it is. See there? That is not some big snowy field or meadow. That is Lake Alma.
Okay.
It not only has ice on it, it's got several inches of snow on it. Now, that could be changing right now because we have above freezing temperatures during the day, and we're going to have that, it looks like, for a number of days in a row. So that ice is going to melt. Maybe it already is. I took this picture on Sunday, by the way. But it is not safe to go out on the ice unless it's been tested. Obviously, the fire department is recommending that you do not go out on the ice. Do not venture out there. And certainly do not, if you do it, and you shouldn't, don't do it by yourself. Somebody needs to know that you went into the water. Because not only might you drown, the threat of hypothermia is acute. I mean, it doesn't take very long for that to take effect, and it will overcome you very quick. Remember what happened with the Titanic?
Right.
It wasn't just the swim; it was that it was so cold in the water. But if you look there carefully, you can see tracks out in the water along the shore. I can see when I was there and took a closer look, I can see them out on the lake. So people were doing that. So that is just not safe to do. Okay, one other thing we wanted to tell you. We'll just tease this just a little bit. There were meetings last night of Jackson City Council and Wellston City Council. We staffed both of those meetings. Jackson City is in the process of drafting a new zoning code because the old zoning code is nearly 40 years old. Also, they will be discussing what to do with the Jackson Memorial Building because it needs to be fixed if they're going to keep using it. So some of the details of a feasibility study came out on that. We'll be reporting on that. Also, at Wellston City Council last night, there is a proposal to put the 911 dispatching center that they have at the police department to consolidate that with what they're doing at the county down here in the old health department building. They already do that with the fire calls. They're talking about doing that with the police calls. Has not happened yet, but Mayor Brenner gave an update last night at the city council meeting, so we'll be reporting on that. So all sorts of things to report on, and we'll be doing that in the Telegram. So I appreciate you giving me time to share that with our TV audience, John.
You missed the big story.
What is the big one?
You missed the big story.
I figured I did. You've got something
got
on
it
your
here. I
Google
thought
sheet.
for
I know
sure
you
you
do,
would.
don't you?
The big story of the day, Coca-Cola is coming out with a new flavor.
Oh, boy, I thought they have about 10 or 15, don't they?
Orange cream.
Oh, my. Okay. You about got to try it.
I know. You can get it in regular, and you also get it in zero sugar. And, of course, it's scheduled to come out February the 10th.
Okay.
So you'll be able to get Coca-Cola's orange cream. And its taste supposed to resemble, remember, well, I do when I was a kid, the dreamsicle. The orange dreamsicles?
Yeah,
That's
kind of
what
like
it's supposed-
orange sherbet ice cream a little bit.
Supposed to be like that.
Yeah, it looked good, so you had to try it.
Okay. So anyway, I just want to let you know that you may want to reserve some space in the Telegram for my new flavor.
I cannot imagine the mixture of Coke with the orange flavor. But,
You never know.
you about got to try it to find out, right?
You got to try it.
Okay.
Pete, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, John. And I know that everybody here at Total Media wants to thank you for jumping into Jennifer's chair. Nobody wants to do that, feels able to do that, and I know it's so natural for
Well,
you. So
One of the things that I've recognized is that when the guests come in, when they look and see me sitting here, I could see this aura of disappointment on their face that Jennifer's not here. But we're doing the best we can. Pete, thanks.
thank you so much. And please come back anytime, because I tell you what, I feel ashamed. You're getting stories that I'm not getting. That's my
know.
job.
Hey, but I can't give you my sources.
Okay.
We're going to be back tomorrow with more on Main Street TV. Have yourself a good Tuesday. Bye now.